start now. तो मास्क की डाला मैं मैम पूछना हो रहा है स्टूडेंट के लिए हो गया अबे यार ये आवाज करेगा So we are starting our today's presentation. Good morning everyone. We are Team Tesla. We are here once again for an exciting event. Before we start our session, let me introduce to our club. We are esteemed Tesla Club of NIT Patna. Tesla stand for Technical Electrical Society for Learning and Application. In our club, we not only focus on traditional engineering concepts but also on the latest cutting edge technologies such as web development, Android development, Web3, blockchain, drone, robotics, and IoT. Our club was established to elevate the potential of future engineers in core as well as in IT field. Now, he is our professor in charge, Dr. Amitesh Kumar, a very wonderful professor guiding us throughout our event. You can connect him on LinkedIn for any guidance. Today, we will be focusing on topic green technology. Green technology is all about using science and innovation to create things that are good for earth. It aims to provide harm it aims to reduce the harms to environment and conserve resources. For instance, solar panel that turn sunlight into electricity are type of green technology because they harness a clean and renewable energy source, help to reduce pollution and dependence on the non-renewable resources like fossil fuel. This will be a wonderful session. Now, my fellow teammates will start this session. If you have any doubt or curious, do post in the comment section. We will try to reach you out as soon as possible.
Now we will start with the green technology and we know about each and every aspect of green technology, how green technology improve our future and how it impact our current life. When we discuss about green technology, the term green it's related to such type like environmental or greenery types of things like technology. When we interrelated that green technology how impact our environment, climate change is an essential threat that has the potential to change the course of human history for the earth. Fossil fuels are the traditional energy sources that constitutes the largest contributor to the climate changes. They account for 75% of the global greenhouses emission, approximately 90% of the all carbon dioxide emission. For better green technology, uh, energy is the key solution through India's net zero emission target by 2070 can be accomplished. When green technology is termed that energy that comes from renewable resources. Green energy is often referred as the clean, sustainable, and renewable energy. The production of green energy does not release toxic greenhouse gases. A technology, it is a broad word that refers to the application of science and technology to generate environmentally sustainable product and service. It is connected to clean tech, greenery, and eco-friendly, which refers to goods and service that increase operational performance while lowering the cost, reduce energy usage, and waste or decrease negative environmental effects like carbon monoxide uh, releases. Green technologies cover a wide range of technologies that assist in reducing human influence of environment like forestation, deforestation, foresting long-term growth. The fundamental parameter of green technology are social equitability and economic feasibility and sustainability. India's current push for renewable energies and green technologies such as solar energy, wind energy, and nuclear power can go a long way in adding the country success story. Now we discuss the advantage of green technology, how green technology improve our future or humankind. In terms of energy sector, power generation is the field where green technology has the potential to make a difference. Green technologies such as solar PV, biogas generation, and wind power can provide additional job possibilities and be successfully implemented energy solution to the communities in remote places. Helps in reducing input cost. On the primary objects of any company is to cut cost of the input side. Green technologies such as green building, energy efficiency measure, and green manufacturing, among others, have been identified as energy and resource savers. This is not assist firms in lowering the input cost, but it also allows them to fulfill their social duty in terms of country as well as social helpful uh, approaches of green farming, how green farming has been done in our country and how it is impactful in our society, and the process how it has been done by the farmer by the help of current technology like green farming method has been shown be both healthier for human and productive for the soil, in contrast to inorganic farming approaches which result in decline in production after a given amount of time. Green farming leads to increased productivity over longer periods of time because the soil has never lose their quality, and the soil improve her quality always, which is helpful for the farmer to do their farming again and again. Helps in creating avenues. Green technology has the potential to create new industries that were previously unimagined, and especially at the time when economy is slowing. Previously, waste management was restricted to garbage dumping. In South Asia alone, waste management is already $25 billion business. As a result, the environment will be cleaned up, job will be created, toxins and greenhouse gases emission will be reduced, and there will be numerous benefits of this. And now we discuss about the example of green technology. The first one is LED light emitting diode lightning. There is a significant increasing in efficiency by avoiding incandescent lighting. Traditional incandescent lighting bulb use more energy, but LED light bulbs uses low energy and give us great efficiency. LED lights are used outside of pure visual assistance. Moreover, they are used in vertical farming and even in the fight against malaria. Wind energy. Wind energy, the moving air is called wind, and the energy of by the help of wind, it is called wind energy, which harvesting is an excellent example of green technology in action. Wind energy is frequently connected with the wind farm. Small scale windmills, on other hand, are a great way to incorporate green technology into a home. The next one is a solar panel. Solar panel have become a viable option due to decreased pricing and monetary incentives such as tax credit in many locations. Even a single solar water heater saves a lot of energy. As solar energy is extremely efficient, any losses can be recouped and very quickly. The next one is programmable thermostat A. A low cost green technology solution is a programmed thermostat with a programmable thermostat, you can set a schedule and have the temperature automatically adjust to your coming and going, consequently saving both energy and money. The ability of monitoring and modify the temperature remote, it is only depend on the humankind, and everything will be monitored by the process of programmable. Each person can do and set the program according to their easy way, so that they can define how it is used and which time it can be implemented by them. And the additional benefit of a smart thermostat. The next one is manufacturing sector. Green manufacturing can provide considerable benefit to manufacturing companies. uh, in the terms of manufacturing field, can help reduce waste and pollution by modifying production and consumption habit. This not only decrease products environmental footprint, but it is also make production more environmentally friendly, like eco-friendly and cost-effective activity, because input from the sources decreased by design. Benefits in rural sector, how it is benefits for the rural sector, and how it will be implemented. Green technology have the potential to have a significant impact in local communities, because local communities play an important role to improve our greenery or environmental profitable. The provision of biogas plants to rural families has the potential to improve communities and boost production. It was seen during the distribution of solar lands that, as the part of several programs such as Terry Lightning, a Billion Lives campaign, it is obvious that people have benefited from it by not just using, also in trading the outputs. Vertical farming. It is the process of growing vegetables vertically rather than horizontally in a stack layer. Increased sustainability is one of the advantage of vertical farming. Some vertical farming setup don't even require soil. They save a lot of water, because soil absorb the water. But in this process, we save a large lots of water. In terms of green architecture, it allows building to be built in such a way manner that they take use available natural light, while also providing enough insulation to reduce energy usage. Such construction method will save energy in lighting and remove the need for heating by limiting the quantity of heat and loss the outside. Now the introduction part of waste management by my
Introduction to waste management. Waste is generated in our day-to-day life. It is needed to be managed. Waste management involves the collection, transportation, processing, and recycling and disposal of the waste material. It is a crucial aspect of environmental. It is a crucial part to, to an environmental sustainability. Effective waste management helps to prevent environmental pollution, reduce health hazards, and conserve resources. The environmental impact of improper waste management include land and water pollution, greenhouse gas emission, resource depletion. Recycling technology. Traditional recycling. Traditional recycling process involve the collection and storing of recyclable materials such as paper, glass, plastic, and metals. After storing, these materials undergo processing, which may include shredding, melting, and other methods to create raw material for the production of new product. The benefit of traditional recycling include significant reduction in landfill waste and conservation of valuable resource. Advanced recycling technology. Innovative recycling method such as chemical recycling involve breaking down material into their chemical component for reuse. Biological recycling uses biological process for decomposition and recycling of biodegradable material. Advanced recycling technology offer advantage such as increased efficiency, and ability to handle broader range of material. However, they also pose challenges including technological complexity and cost. Energy to waste to energy process. Everyone knows the country Singapore. There 80% energy comes from waste to energy process aim to convert non-recyclable waste into useful form of energy such as heat, electricity or fuel. Incineration is a process where burning waste material to generate heat is involved. Aerobatic digestion is another process where organic waste decomposes in the absence of oxygen to produce biogas and organic fertilizer, which can be used by any household or farm. Benefits and concern. Waste to energy offer environmental benefits including energy generation and a reduction in volume of waste sent to landfill. However, concerns need to be addressed such as controlling emission produced during the combustion and proper disposal of ash generation from the process. Circular economy concept. Circular economy is an system designed to minimize waste and make the most of the resource useful. Key, key principles include designing product for longevity, promoting reuse, repairability, and recycling. In circular system, resources are used subsequently, and the end of the life product is reintegrated into the production process. Implementation example. Case study on successful circular economy practice highlight real-world applications. Example may include company adopting cradle-to-cradle design principle, which involve product to be generated that can product to be generated from the material that can be used after their in cycle by recycling. Initiative promoting textile recycling or region implementing policy that encourage a circular economy, recognizing company or region leading in circular economy initiative add credibility to the concept. Conclusion to this call and action. Summarize the key point from each topic, emphasizing the interconnected nature of recycling, waste to energy, and circular economy. Encourage the audience to embrace sustainable waste management practices in their daily life. Consider providing a practical lead or resource for individual businesses or communities to implement sustainable practices and contribute to a more environmental friendly future. Thank you.
Well, moving on to the next one, we have renewable energy. What is renewable energy? Renewable energy is a kind of energy that is produced from natural processes and continuously replenished. That is, it will never get exhausted. We have few examples of renewable energies like sunlight, water, wind, tides, geothermal heat, and biomass. The energy that is provided by renewable energy resources is used in five important areas like air and water cooling and heating, energy generation, the rural sector, and transportation. In 2016, REN21 released a report which revealed that the global energy consumption by the use of renewable energy resources contributed to 19.2% in 2014 and 23.7 in 2015. Many countries have started to invest in these renewable energy resources like India.
as these resources will help in maintaining sustainable development. The amount of investment in 2015 was about $286 billion, and the major sectors were biofuels, solar power, wind, and hydroelectricity. The existence of renewable energy resources is spread over a wide geographical area in comparison to the conventional energy resources, which are often concentrated in a limited number of countries, like the oil and gas are mostly concentrated in the Middle East countries. For example, if we take the example of solar energy, we can harness this energy in various places, like almost everywhere. We can harness this energy in uh, in a big amount from the deserts as well. The use of renewable energy resources in energy generation is resulting in less pollution and has significant effect on economic benefits and energy security. Sources of renewable energy. The sources could sustain for a longer period of time and can easily be renewed often. Sustainable sources are biomass, nuclear power, geothermal, wind energy, solar power, tidal power, and wave power. These are the different kinds of sources of renewable energy that can be used, that can be harnessed in order to provide the energy that is renewable, non-polluting in nature. Summarizing the key points from each topic, we have the renewable resources are the sources that can be used that are from the sources that can be replenished easily. Like we have solar power, we have wind energy, we have hydroelectricity, and many as well. The, the sources of renewable energy are known to be less polluting, and therefore the whole world is looking forward to new carbon emission norms. For example, the output of the renewable energy sources is mostly electricity, and the solar power, for example, does not produce any smoke or anything of that sort, creating no pollution. So therefore, it does not affect to the carbon footprint. Doesn't affect to the carbon footprint, as we can see that carbon plays a major role in developing new factories and industries. They will be rated according to the carbon emission, and the products that they are providing will be rated accordingly. Next, we have the types of renewable energies. We have gone number one, solar energy. The radiant energy that we absorb from the sun is harnessed with the help of solar collectors. These solar collectors are mostly made of high quality silicon. These solar collectors are of various types such as photovoltaic cells, concentrated photovoltaic solar heating, CSP, that is concentrated solar power, artificial photosynthesis, and solar architecture. This collected solar energy is then used to provide light, heat, and different other forms of electricity. The solar energy can be obtained from a huge landmass. This is not a limited kind of solar energy. This is not a limited kind of renewable energy. This can be harnessed in bulk. Next, we go on wind energy. The energy we get from winds is known as wind energy. Historically, these have been used for hundreds of years to pump out water from the ground. We use large-scale wind turbines that allow wind to generate electricity. The natural airflow on the surface of the earth is used to run the wind turbines. The modern day wind turbines range from about 600 kilowatt to 5 megawatts. For commercial purposes, these are rated with the output power of 1.5 to 3 megawatts. The most preferred location for these wind turbines are to be installed are the areas which have strong wind and have constant airflows on the offshore and the sites that are at higher altitudes. The power generated from wind energy in 2015 met 4% of the global energy consumption. We have wind turbines mostly in Europe, where we have high speed of wind, and the energy can be harnessed in efficient and economical form. Going on to hydroelectricity, according to statistics, hydroelectricity generated around 16.6% of the global energy resources and constituted about 70% of all renewable electricity. For example, we can see that in India we have dams and we have hydropower plants that are used in a large amount to produce a very large amount of electricity, meeting almost the whole need of electricity. Mostly in India, we have two kinds of electricity, and one of them is hydroelectricity. This energy is another alternative resource of energy that is generated by the constructions of dams and reservoirs on the flowing water. The kinetic energy from the flowing water is used to run the turbines which generate electricity. Here, the kinetic energy of the flowing water is converted into the electrical energy which can be used for different purposes. Tidal power converts the energy of tides and wave power, which captures the electricity which captures the energy from the surface of ocean waves for power generation. For example, we capture the water when there is a high tide, and when there is low tide, we release it, and this can be used to rotate turbines and produce electricity. These two forms of hydropower also have huge potential in electric power generation. Coming up next, there is geothermal energy. It is the energy that is generated from the thermal energy which is stored in the earth. The heat energy is captured from sources such as hot springs and volcanoes. This heat is directly used by industries for heating the water and other purposes. Coming up next, biomass energy. This type of energy is derived from biomass, which is a type of biological material derived from living organisms and plant derived materials which are called lignocellulosic biomass. Biomass can be directly used Bioma- Biomass can be directly used via consumption to produce heat, and indirectly it can be used to convert to biofuels. We have, for example, biogas. Biogas is mostly used in the rural areas of India. We can see that these can be used to run light bulbs, for cooking food and all. Biomass can be converted to other usable forms of energy, such as transportation fuels like ethanol, biodiesel, and methane gas. The sources of renewable energy are known to be less polluting, and therefore the whole world is looking forward to new carbon emission norms, where carbon will play a major role in developing new factories and industries. They will be rated according to the carbon emission, and the products that they are producing will be rated accordingly. Carbon emission is a major player in the current scenario of energy, because we have less from our ancestors and more to give to our future generations. Thank you.
So, we have done about the types of renewable energy. So now, with the types, here comes the major challenges in the renewable energy. First, intermittency and variability. Renewable energy sources are subject to fluctuation due to weather conditions or time of the day. As you know, there might be sunny, there might be raining, and anything. The intermittency possesses challenges to grid stability and necessity effective energy storage solutions to store energy during peak production for use during low generation periods. And then cost and economics. While renewable energy costs have decreased significantly over the years, initial capital investments remain high. Additionally, the levelized cost of electricity (LCOE), remember that LCOE for renewable must be competitive with fossil fuels. Yeah, to encourage broader adoption. See, as you can see, the electricity charges are quite higher in bulk if you look at the bigger scenario uh, in comparison to fossil fuels. So, uh, this was the thing. And continued investment in technology and economic cost of scale are crucial for cost reductions. Infrastructure. The transition of renewable energy requires extensive infrastructure development, including expanding transmission network to connect remote renewable resources to population centers. Upgrading existing grids to accommodate bidirectional power flow and balancing supply and demand is vital for smooth integration. Public acceptance and policy support. Renewable energy projects often face opposition due to concern about visual impacts, noise, potential environmental consequences. See, uh, as we are progressing, we are developing new technologies. So, With these new technologies, we can make renewable energy sources more beneficial for health as well as the other point of views in life. And furthermore, inconsistent government policies and regulatory barriers can hinder renewable energy growth. Ensuring public acceptance and providing stable policy frameworks are essential for overcoming these challenges. So we request you to accept these green energy measurements and accept and promote these also. Modes of green transportation. See, green transportation, we have always been occupied or used to transport via fossil fuel driven transportation. So, why not use green transportation? So, let's just dig upon that. Existing modes of transportation require enormous amount of energy, right? We need for fossil fuels, natural gas, coal, oil, basically all the fuels which are in existing scenario to power vehicles on the road. Many recognize that these or very automobiles cause a lot of pollution, which impact the environment and leads to health complications. Promising innovative technologies could have been the ultimate solution. But before such innovations come from fruition, the world can play significant role by utilizing eco-friendly mode of transportation. Yeah, though it is much more comfortable and convenient to drive one's own private vehicle to the office or market, right? But as a responsible citizen, one should adopt or opt for the green transportation that is easily accessible to everyone. First, we can use bicycle, yeah, right? Using bicycle to commute is a great mode of green transportation. Riding a bicycle instead of driving a car enormously minimizes the emission of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane, etc., rather than driving. Although walking is a great green transportation mode, a bicycle can has far-reaching benefit because it's faster. Plus, it's in itself is a form of a workout, so no need to hit the gym then. In fact, cycling for just an hour helps you burn 300 to 1000 calories depending upon the intensity of the activity. And then, with the help of technology, there are electric bikes. In case you prefer a modern or faster mode of transport than traditional bikes, then you can consider working with an electric bike. Electric bikes are great mode of green transportation because they don't release any harmful emissions into the environment. With an electric bike, only light pedaling is needed. There might be gears and all, but it's a smart bike, right? So the speed of the electric bike is greatly regulated by law, though. So some countries limit bike speed to 20 mph miles per hour, and still in other countries you must have a special registration, licenses, and insurance to be able to ride a electric bike. And then electric vehicles. Some notable kind of electric vehicles include cars, motorcycles, lorries, trains, boats, and scooters. You might be noticing many kind of electric vehicles riding upon the road. So these are all the part of electric vehicles. We at Tesla also promote electric vehicles and how they can be made much more efficient. So that's a part of some other time. Right now, electric vehicles powered entirely by electricity do not emit any dangerous gases, even though the toxic emissions might be produced by plants generating electricity. Still, the power can be tapped from the renewable technology like geothermal, hydroelectric, solar power, and wind turbines. Opting for green vehicles powered by alternative fuels and advanced vehicle technologies put less pressure on the environment as compared to conventional internal combustion vehicle to engine vehicles running on petrol and diesel. Then green trains. Green trains are the very new forms of green transportation. With most world governments now dedicated to support green transportation more than ever, trains are getting increasingly greener with hybrid locomotives and other innovative green technologies. The innovative hybrid locomotives utilizes similar technologies applied in hybrid cars, and the same technologies are used in locomotives. So yeah, modern electric trains make use of electrified third rail, overhead lines, or devices that store energy like fuel cells and batteries. The advantages of green electric trains is that they can travel at a top speed of more than 200 mph while still maintaining high level of safety for travelers and the environment. Indian government has also been seen promoting greener locomotives. You might have seen the overhead lines, the electric lines, which helps in generating power for locomotives in the modern engines. And then electric motorcycles. Come on, you might have heard about the Ola scooter, है ना? And some other forms of bikes. Green bikes are there. Like other electric vehicles, electric motorcycles do not give off emissions, right? They are typically battery powered. Just charge it overnight and you are good to go in the next morning. Nonetheless, pollution may occur as a result of the generation of grid electricity utilized to charge electric bike batteries. Electric motorcycles, however, come with huge price tag. Uh, uh, the Indian government are trying to put on some regulatory measures to limit the price of the motorcycles while maintaining their efficiency as well as their performances. And then multiple occupant vehicles, right? Uh, just tell me for how much time you haven't traveled in bus. It's quite a while, right? But for the betterment of the society and the green transportation, we should use like multiple occupant vehicles. The explosion of vehicles around the world has been due to booming world economy. While this is a milestone, many are happy about pollution levels have significantly increased. Right? Multiple occupant vehicles, also referred to as carpools, reduce the number of vehicles on the road, hence minimizing the levels of pollution. Multiple occupant vehicles are very eco-friendly and favorable modes of green transportation. Group of friends and colleagues can make use of one vehicle when habitually driving in a similar direction. Instead of five individuals driving their own car in a similar direction, it is a lot more economical, saves money and fuel, right? And ecological. I have an example of Kolkata, where the number of carpoolings have increased significantly, and this has reduced the pollution rate drastically. So we can adopt it in our cities as well as towns. Then service and freight vehicles. These kind of vehicles contribute to about 9% of total toxic gas emission. Utilizing electricity and biofuels instead of regular fossil fuel sources in services and freight cars vehicles, administering travel demands and offering lots of travel alternatives will go on a long way towards aligning the transportation sector to confirm for greener transportation. Then hybrid cars. Hybrid cars also rely on electricity. A vast majority of hybrid cars are designed to automatically recharge their batteries by converting the energy in the course of braking. Greenhouse emission in hybrid cars are extremely low. Emissions can range from 26 to 90% compared to the standard cars. According to expert, hybrid cars cut down health-threatening emissions by over 90%. So it's good for you as well as your loved ones around. While hybrid cars contribute little to no greenhouse emission, they lack in some areas. The batteries have some environmental and impacts. This means the caustic substances lightening up the batteries have been carefully and well disposed of. The newer hybrid buses, public transportation. Some of the best innovative green buses have already hit the market. A classic example is a Mercedes-Benz Citroën G Blue Tech hybrid bus. I think you can see it in the picture as well, which utilizes four electric wheel hub motors together with automotive lithium-ion batteries. See, in the last session, we learned about sodium-ion batteries. So they are also coming in market, but lithium-ion batteries are still on the go. The lithium-ion batteries is regarded as the world's largest. The battery has the capacity to store vast amount of energy derived from the diesel generator. The bus also generates energy in the coarse braking. Okay, energy efficiency and importance of energy efficiencies.
Now, now we are coming to the energy efficient part. So what's the energy efficiency? First of all, we see that efficiency. Efficiency means getting the maximum output from a particular set of input and increasing this technology and, and enhancing this technology so that our output
gets enhanced and enhanced. Sure. Now we will come that how we can make our energy efficient. Energy efficiency is like an unsung hero for sustainable living. It's a crucial and very important lesson. What's basically in energy efficiency, we can reduce the overall energy consumption, which means we are saving our energy and moving shifting from non-renewable resources to the renewable ones. And for that, we were going to see how these consumptions are being done. There are many economic sides of things. There are many benefits of the thing. There are many health benefits of this that we use for the energy that we get from the energy efficient things. It also lower our utility bills. It also makes the environment more good to have the breath. Also, we get the very low operational cost, and there is also a reduction in the many of the resources. It's like we are saving the energy, means we are getting the energy in a manner that we are generating it. That's the point, my man. And also, we should not forget the global perspective. What's the globe is going on around the world? We are saying that we have to save the energy in a very proficient manner. That we should have it in a more deliberate way for our younger generations. There is a very famous quote from the Mahatma Gandhi that said that we should that energy demands can satisfy everyone needs, but not everyone needs. As the demands of energy keeps rising, being more efficient is a very key player in mitigating climate changes. It's a way that is tangible for individual businessmen, governments, and I can say on a global level, it is a thing which is going to govern our planet for the many years. So if we are searching for the how we can see the energy efficient methods, how to save the energy and how to do that, here is the show that we can go for it. Also, I will add some things that saving the energy is a very great thing in our environment. You should make people aware. We should make children aware to how to use the sustainable development methods so that we can end the end the lack of knowledge and make the society more green. Now, coming to the smart grid. First of all, what is smart? Smart is a thing that we use that is automated, that uses its intelligence, its mechanism, its system, so that we can easily get automation along with. As we have known that there are many Web3 technologies like machine learning, blockchain, big data. These are the things that helps us to enhance our artificial intelligence and many more things. Efficient energy distribution is a very proficient way, as we see how, as we see that in our laptops, in our mobile phones, we all use power saving mode day by day. How it's done? It's done in a manner that your phone or your laptop has some things that is going to the backend, and the energy is also being consumed in that processing. In the power saving mode, it actually stops that backend process and focus all the power generation in the process which is actually needed to be done at the point, so that the wastage of energy reduces. Also, many of the energy are in the form of are just trapped in the wires and all. It just lower that, let that the heat consumption be less. What I say, the we should also need that the efficiency of energy should be also applied to our day-to-day lives in the matter that from a power station or power grid, as energy comes to us, it can be also be generated in an efficient manner that uh, like in the night time that we can have some manipulations with the technology that the energy wastage is reduced. Okay, yeah, these are the ways that can be used. And from reading the things, they are the smart grids optimize the distribution of electricity and they respond changes in the demand and supply in the real time. These are the things because they manipulate the things that at what time we need more energy consumption, at what time get less energy consumption. These are all the factors. Also, there is a second factor which is say the integration of the renewable energy resources. Like we have many green energy resources like solar energy, wind energy, and we also get the energy from the turbines which we use in the times. So integrating these energy resources in a manner that we can proficiently use these in in a way that we all get the things in a good way and the energy utilization gets uphold. Also, our Indian government is focusing much more on having the renewable energy things. Like currently, we have been targeted to reduce our energy goals from the non-renewable sources to renewable ones by 2030. Government has put many of the projects in the EV sector, in the sector of sensors, and in the sector of solar energy, so that we can get the efficient ones. Also, there are some supplies like demand and response, reducing environment impact. What are these? Demand and response means where the demand of energy is high, we need to supply there the high energy. Where the demand of energy is low, we need to supply the low energy, so that there is a balance maintained between the two areas of our conduct. So, can I get a reducing environment impact by making energy distribution more efficient and promoting the use of renewable resources? How's that? These smart grids, linking this technology with the AI, machine learning, blockchain. These Web3 technologies are very very efficient ones in managing these. It makes our devices, it makes our power plants, it makes our grids more automated. That it can think that how the system, how an energy supply can be more be sustainable. Okay. So the grand scheme of the grid is a smart grid, like a tech-savvy backbone. Means if we work on this technology, this backbone can easily help us to manage the things in an efficient way and reach to our sustainable development goals more efficiently. Like yeah, energy efficient buildings. These are the things. What I say. What are energy efficient building? Nowadays there are many. India is a growing country. We are generating very much economy. We are making road day by day, highways, buildings, many apartments, offices, and structures for having our manufacturing hubs. How to make that efficient? How that a pillar or how that a particular wiring in the building is done, so that there is to be the energy consumption in a very efficient manner and the waste of energy reduces. How can it be done? Yeah, there are many technologies which can be availed by our civil engineers and electrical engineers, which show that how like again, give an example like prefabricated construction, which we generally make the stuffs of building in a other place and just install it. In making the stuff in the other place, there is a chance that we can have this automation on a laptop and make the design of the building in a more efficient way, that the design can easily be changed and manipulated, and the particular design can be used more and more. Nowadays, many of the buildings are made in such a way, like green technology buildings, bio bubbles, and the 3D buildings. These are the efficient way of having the buildings in a such manner that reduces energy losses. Smart designs of architectures, like the architectures is a very nice thing. An architect designs the building in a manner that looks cool, that's the more efficient to the its requirement and gets the maximum output from the minimum input. That smart designing can be done with our architects, civil engineers, and all, so that how the bricks can be located, how the pillars can be given, and how the connection from the sunlight is there, how much sunlight is getting collected in that particular building, so that we should depend more on sunlight and less on the other energy resources that is there. High-tech insulation. Yeah. The insulation of a building can be done in a very efficient manner, like heating, like there should be proper heating from the say sunlight, ventilation, so that the cleaner air goes into your home. Air conditioning should be there, which reduces your power consumption of air conditioners, coolers, and much more devices. And in the during summer, we can should also get the height in the building, so that it can get the fresh air coming day by day, and that we can feel safe. And we can also use very much energy efficient appliances, which reduces the energy consumption, the wastage of energy in a and there is a nice examples of Avengers. How you use your systems can be done in a very your manipulated manner. Your system is yours. Right? how you should manipulate that, how you should use that, your purpose. So be automated to your systems. Customize your system to use it more efficiently and save energy resources. Now, renewable energy integration is a method where every individual should contribute somewhat in energy, renewable energy resource. Like we can have solar panels in our roofs, we can have warm water things in our have we can have rainwater harvesting. There are many options in which we can renew our energy. From the recycled steel to the bamboo floors, energy efficient buildings and better sustainable materials. It is a nod to the mother, ensuring that the construction process itself is eco-friendly. That I mentioned before, that the construction process is the, what I said, backbone of this whole energy efficient process. How a house is made, how a home is constructed, the whole scenario depends on the how much energy is gaining or getting out from that particular house. Green certification. There are many more certification like NEET, leadership in energy and environmental design. Also, I can say that in our government is promoting to planet people, the people which gets more towards the energy efficiency things, make more towards sustainable development goals, how to reduce the carbon footprint, how to reduce the energy consumption, how to make that thing more customized way in a particular manner that each particular person is okay to have his consumption. There's a very grand scheme in this green technology and efficient buildings and there are many things. We need to learn this. We have to see that how we should done. Proceed further.
Okay, I will start from transportation innovations. As uh, as you as you can see from the slides that there are many kind of transportation, and in case of transportation there are lot many innovations going. Electric vehicle is one of the most important innovation in the current time. Now, as we all know that a very famous company called as Tesla is in electric vehicle production and it is also coming to India. So it is a very good thing about our country and also for the sustainable development of our environment that our vehicles are environment friendly and causing less pollution. Also, it is a point of the fact that electric vehicles are running on the electricity and electricity is generated by most of the time from thermal energy. So it is a kind of contradictory and ironical things, but it needs to be addressed. I hope the scientific diaspora and all the things that are going on will certainly continue and things will get on the way in coming time. Now coming to the next presentation, I have hybrid. We are having the hybrid vehicles and the hybrid cars that are having using different kind of combustion engines, and also we can say that although they are efficient, sometimes they need kind of different kind of addressing. But in the coming generation, I think we are having more much advanced kind of vehicles which are more environment friendly. Also, green technology is just not for personal vehicle. I would like to mention that green technology and all the green technology that are continuously working to make sure that we are using transportation technique. It's just not for any kind of personal use. Also, the most important factor is that about the public transportation. So, coming to the next point that I would like to mention that bike sharing and e-scooters. As we all know, bike sharing is very important in the present time because not only bike sharing, also carpooling, bike sharing, other common ideas that are very much important in lowering the pollution levels. Now coming to the point here mentioned that the bike sharing and electric scooters are a better alternative as compared to that of the very using traditional transportation technique use of cars and much more creating vehicles. So, as we all know that traffic is a very important problem in current times. Sometimes traffic gets so much a big issue that it comes in the news that a particular city is having a lot of traffic problems and all the kind of things. So, sustainable kind of development is not just about making sure that uh, creating an environment in which trees are having sufficient number of time, sufficient number of their count, and all the other things are getting good. But also it is a fact that the sustainable development will make the life of the people much more easier. So we need to do a smart traffic management. Although it's basically about efficient route planning and contributing to the society by creating the kind of routes. I would like to mention an important point here that in India we have many roads in different states which are basically made from plastic vehicles. These are a kind of solution of smart traffic management and green infrastructure. It's not always about vehicles. It's also about the people moving and the roads and the all the things that are making a complete biosphere. So, as we all know, that there is a very common thing that is going on, which is although in a very nascent stage, that is flying electric vehicles. You have heard many times that flying vehicles will be available from the 2026, and a lot more things about flying electric vehicles in the news. Although these are very much in nascent stage, and it will not be very good for us to comment on these things. But I would like to mention a point that the way these things are advancing, I can tell that I can assure you on the basis of the engineering community or whole scientific community that it is going to be good. Good in the sense that it is going to be less pollution creating, and it will be more environment friendly, because scientific and engineering community always had learned from its mistakes. Although in case of thermal generation of energy and other things, it's a bit more complicated that we are using that pollution creating method and for our energy generation, but we cannot do anything right now. But our people have understood that thing and make sure that whatever the new technique we are using, it should be a good. Now coming to the important part, that is agriculture. As we know, India is an agriculture based country, and agriculture forms a very important part in Indian economy as well. So in case of precision farming, it's not just a very fancy topic, it's very natural, but here it seems to be very fancy. Now I would like to mention that since iron age, agriculture is very common. People are doing agriculture to make sure they are eating food and crops for their sustainable development, for their life, for their livelihood. But here it is some kind of changed. Agriculture and farming are changed right now because of the use of the technology. Now data driven decision making is an important part. Here I can see that the GPS technology is mentioned. GPS technology is very much important, because GPS technology, as you know, tell about the position. In case of the large farmland, we can monitor and do different kind of activities about the soil health to crop growth using data driven mapping using GPS system. So it is very important in case of agriculture. Now I would like to mention a very important point, that is variable rate technology, that is VRT. As we all know that all parts of the fields are created equal, but it is not equally always. Sometimes things are very much different. In one part of the land, things are different from the other parts of the land. So it basically needs different kind of attention to the different areas of the field. It is like giving a personalized treatment to the different zones of the a field that a farmer usually gives, even without technology. As you have seen many of the times that in case the farmer is having a small land, then he or she is well known of the fact that some portion of the land is having too much humidity, some has a low, some has some plants and crops are having some kind of bacteria and other things, because of the fact that they know that uh, it's a very small land and they can analyze. But in case of large land, we need to induct the use of the technology, because it will give a more personalized treatment plan. So now right now we are having a craze of drones and satellite right now in the country. There are a lot of drone shows going on, and also a lot of focus is on satellites. Now from these kind of technology we can watch actually that how these things can help in our agriculture. Satellites can be used in the agriculture by detecting the proper monsoon seasons, because as we know, monsoon agriculture is highly dependent on the monsoon, and and it is very much important that the farmers are having a very clear idea about monsoon. So satellites can help in that, and drones can help in the uh, doing the fertilization and some small kind of works that earlier farmer used to do manually. Now, coming to the most important thing, whenever we heard a term farmer, we usually consider an image of the bullock cart or tractor in a farmer's house, but that's not the case always. Most of the time, things are getting changed. Farmers are using automated machinery most of the time, and it's a kind of having a robot for the farmers from their perspective to workforce on the farm. As we can know that earlier cutting of the crops was done on the hand and done through hands, but right now cutting is done through machines. So it is a kind of boom to the farmers that they are using advanced machinery for these kind of things. Now coming to the next point, that IoT in agriculture, although we can use different kind of equipment such as sensor and other things on the farmland, so that we can communicate real time data, although these things are very much nascent in their stage, because IoT is getting a lot more advancement, but not in case of agriculture as I think. Okay, on the next point we have conservation of resources. Now I would like to mention that all the things here related to green technology and all of the thing is about using the proper amount of resources for the proper reason, and make sure that we are using it is in a way that nothing is getting wasted, and also the environment is environment friendly. So it is very important that we should use resources in a way that it should not affect the environment in a adverse manner. So conservation of resource is a by default condition that we should use. Now coming to the next topic, which is very much trending in nowadays, that is organic farming. Organic farming is a kind of thing that we are using the organic things like bacteria and herbicide and fungicide for the farming approach. Now it's gaining popularity because of the some very much known fact. As we know that the earlier farming used to include too much having fertilizers and pesticides that already resulted in some kind of diseases that are well known. We can in India specifically we can say that the state of Punjab and Haryana are having too much kind of problems medical problems related to pesticides and other kind of things that were given to the crops uh, for their improvement in their crops. So in organic farming, no such things are used, and that's why it's gaining more attention. Also, no genetically modified organisms are using. I would like to mention that in green technology, or basically organic farming, which is basically a part of green technology. Here we are not modifying any kind of organic organism, so that the to preserve the integrity of the plant's genetic makeup. Also, we can understand that if we are modifying organism, then we are using then we are naturally playing with the laws of the nature, and that's pretty much risky. Now coming to the next point, that is crop rotation and natural fertilizers. As we can know that the crop rotation is very much important, because crop rotation is the only thing that gives farmer some kind of a break between two different kind of crops, and also it gives a break to the soils to get their uh, nutrients replenished and naturally. Most important, it breaks the cycle of pests and diseases. Now earlier we used to having fertilizers which were much more man-made. Now in organic farming, natural fertilizers are kind of a center of focus, because it compose of compost, manure and cover crops and other get over things from the kitchen, and all of these kind of things which contribute to make a natural fertilizer. So there are different kind of ways by which natural fertilizers can be made from the by the waste from the home, or a kind of natural activities of the human being. Now coming to the organic welfare, organic farming also involves raising animal in a condition that prioritize their well-being. In farms, as we know that some of the time by using the by using the food uh, fact that the food cycle involves having one organism over the other, we can most of the time consider that if we are having a kind of organism that is basically feeding on the kind of bacteria in the crop, then we can continue with the fact that we can have that animal or that uh, we can have that animal or that bird in our farmland, so that that bird or animal can make sure that the bacteria is not feeding on our crops and other things. So it's a kind of uh, zero sum kind of solution where subtraction of one thing will lead to the addition of other. But in case of biosphere, it's all about having a zero condition. Now coming to the next topic, that is preservation of biodiversity. uh, as I have already mentioned, that the green technology is all about saving the resources and using it in a very optimum manner. So it's very much uh, understood that the biodiversity uh, will be most of the time same, and it will be preserved, because the green technology and its approach, basically organic farming, preserve biodiversity most of the time. Now, coming to the next and the most important point, that is reduced environmental impact. As we all know that green technology and all these organic farming and electric vehicles and all those topics that are previously mentioned by my fellow mates, you can understand one thing, that is environmental impact. That impact is very much minimized because of this technology. Now, water conservation in agriculture. As we know that agriculture involves a lot amount of water. In case of agriculture, we can use the waters a lot, because the crop needs water. Most of the time there are some crops that need complete fulfillment of water, else their production will be hampered. So farmers we are using too much amount of water, that was also affecting ground layer. So here we can see that there is a technique of drip irrigation technique, where we can have some watering system that deliver water directly to the base of the plant, so that minimize evaporation and environment, ensuring that each drop goes where it's needed most. Next is rainwater harvesting. As we know that farmlands are very big, and by using rainwater harvesting technique, we can use that rainwater for the irrigation. Now coming to the next, soil moisturing monitoring. Farmers are becoming soil detectives, because they need to be soil detective. That when they completely know about the soil, they can have a track of the things, that what they need to do for the betterment of their crops. So there is a very much need of the soil moisture monitoring by using of the different kind of devices by that were made by the scientists, and different other technique of soil moisture can be monitored. Now coming to the next topic, that is cover crops. Cover crops are a kind of, as I have mentioned, is soil security blanket. It protects the soil from erosion and other geographical activities. It makes moisture preserving. Now coming to the next point, that is mulching, and it's a gardener's version of tucking plants into bed. It involves covering the soil with materials like straw or organic matter to retain moisture, suppress weeds, and maintain a more consistent soil temperature. Now the next topic that we are having in this slide is crop selection and rotation. Crop selection is very much essential topic, because crop selection ensures many much things. If we are selecting crops in the right manner, then we can understand one thing, that the soil will get proper amount of time to get their nutrition replenished, and other things will be done naturally. So it is very important for us to select a proper crop, and also make sure their rotation. Smart technology. The farm is getting smart. The sensor technology and other type of drone activities and IoT and using satellite and all these things are using smart technology. Now, water efficient farming practices. Now, as we know that water is very important essential part of the agriculture, and in case of sustainable development or using green technology, the basic idea is to use the resources in a manner that everything is preserved. So water efficient farming practice is very much important, because as we know that if we are using too much of the water, then ground level will be reduced. Now, as coming to the next topic, that is precision farming. Now, precision farming, as I have already mentioned, that it use most of the time GPS guided tractor, drones, and sensor that is monitoring and optimizing every aspect of farming. It's more about using and inducting more much kind of technology in these things so that we are having a good kind of output. Now, coming to the vertical farming. Now, vertical farming basically involves growing crops in a layered or inclined surface. This technology minimizes the need of the vast expenses of the land and reduces transportation costs. Now, coming to the next important scientific term, that is aquaponics and hydroponics. These are basically a traditional farming techniques, and it combines fish farming with plant cultivation. Hydroponics grows plant in nutrient-rich water without soil. Both methods are using less water as compared to the traditional agricultural techniques. Now, as I have already mentioned, that use of the drones and satellites are using a kind of robotics and automation works that are very much needed because of the in case of the very large farmlands, it's impossible for the farmer to have a very nice observation of the all of the things. Now coming to the next slide, that is biotechnology and genetic engineering. Now, as we all know that the scientific advancement has led to the different kind of biotechnology and genetic engineering outputs. These output basically improve the crop quality, but sometimes these scientific achievement tends to modify the nature's ongoing processes. Renewable energy integration, as we know that the sustainable farming is not about crop, it's how about the farm is powered using the renewable energy sources such as windmill and solar panels. We can provide renewable energy to the farms. These energy can be used for the motor pumps and other things. Now, next point will may sound you some kind of fancy, that we are using data analytics in farming. As the farms are becoming tech savvy with data analytics tools and the proper management software, these can able farmers to make informed decision about planting, harvesting, and resource allocation. These are very much important and needed in present kind of generation. Now coming to the next part, that is IoT, Internet of Things, and as I have already mentioned, these sensors can monitor soil moisture, nutrient level, and other weather conditions. This is real-time data that will help farmers to take precise decision, and it's all about irrigation and fertilization in a way that reduce waste and improving crop yields. Blockchain in agriculture. This may sound very much different kind of topic, but this kind of technology using blockchain in farming will make transparency and traceability of the supply chain. It will ensure that the consumer can track the journey of their food to the farm and other kind of things, and also it will promote accountability and sustainability.
So I'm going to start with the government initiatives and policies. So engineers, scientists, they are the ones who innovates new technology. So here the role of government comes. Okay, so government are the ones who plays a very essential role in implementation of those technologies. So the policies of government make it possible, make it very easy to get implement all those technologies. I'm going to talk about some of the initiative that government has been taken by the government. So first one is the Paris Agreement. So Paris Agreement adopted in 2015 in a landmark international accord that aims to limit global warming to below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Okay, so in Paris Agreement, what happened was it was the agreement led by the US government, in which about 196 countries was involved. This agreement was mainly aimed to lower the global average temperature. So which was see initially before industrialization and the modern era, the average temperature of the earth was below 0 degrees Celsius, that is it was in negative. But after industrialization and all those pollutions, it has been rise to more than 1.5 degrees Celsius. So this agreement was 1.5 degrees Celsius, and this agreement was due to was adopted in 2015 to to limit the global warming below 2 degrees Celsius. So now, second initiative was the Sustainable Development Goal. The U.S. nation's 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development includes 17 SDGs. SDGs means Sustainable Development Goals that covers a range of social, economic, and environmental issues. So the SDG 13 specifically addresses climate action, emphasizing the need to take urgent action to combat climate change and its impact. Third one is the renewable energy initiative. See, the to limit the pollution, to limit the global warming, renewables, use of renewables sources are very important. So various initiatives focus on promoting the use of renewable source energy. See, the main cause of pollution is the use of non-renewable source of energy, use of fossil fuels, etc. For the in the vehicle, for the electricity production, and to limit the use of fossil fuels, renewable sources are very important. Okay, so various global initiative focuses on promoting the use of renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and hydropower to reduce reliance on fossil fuels, as I have already mentioned. Organizations like the International Renewable Energy Agency works toward advancing the deployment of renewable energy on global scale. Fourth initiative was the Green Climate Fund. See, Green Climate Fund, जो भी हमारे डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज होते हैं, तो ऑल दोज डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज वो डेवलप कैसे होते हैं? बाई प्रोडक्शन ऑफ डिफरेंट इंजन्स, डिफरेंट व्हीकल्स, एंड डिफरेंट टेक्नोलॉजीज, है ना? सो डेवलप कंट्रीज के साथ क्या हुआ था कि जब वो डेवलपिंग स्टेज में थे तो वो बहुत सारे टाइप के इंजन्स मैन्युफैक्चर करते थे, उसके बाद वो ट्रांसपोर्ट करते थे, दे ट्रांसपोर्ट दोज इंजन्स, दोज व्हीकल्स इन अदर कंट्रीज. सो क्या हुआ कि ऑल दोज अंडर डेवलप कंट्रीज वो उनको परचेज करते थे. तो इस टाइम क्या हुआ कि वो तो सेल करते गए उस टाइम पर सेल करते थे गए. the those engines which were manufactured by those countries were giving them the money. Okay, so उनके लिए वो तो सोर्स ऑफ मनी था. बट व्हाट हैपेंड कि जैसे जैसे हमारा ये हमारे पॉल्यूशंस बढ़ते गए, क्लाइमेट के प्रति जब अवेयरनेस बढ़ा, तो इसका सबसे ज़्यादा जो प्रॉब्लम हुआ वो हुआ वैसे कंट्रीज़ को जो कि डेवलपिंग स्टेजेस में थे और वो यूज कर रहे थे उन टेक्नोलॉजीज को. तो आफ्टर सम टाइम व्हाट हैपेंड दैट दोज टेक्नोलॉजीज आर आउटडेटेड. सो लाइक इन आवर कंट्री the vehicles are the two-wheeler vehicles are mainly working on BS6, है ना? So the green climate fund was started that aims. ये क्या एम करता था कि जो भी कंट्रीज जो कि अभी डेवलपिंग स्टेज में हैं, they don't have much funding to fund the research and development like domains. Okay, so ये जो ग्रीन क्लाइमेट फंड का इनिशिएट इसीलिए किया गया कि जो डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज हैं वो अंडर डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज को फंडिंग प्रोवाइड करेंगे. दे विल प्रोवाइड, द डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज विल प्रोवाइड द funding to the underdeveloped countries so that they could invest their those funds in the research and development to for the upliftment of their technologies, so that minimum those technologies can produce minimal pollution. So established under the UNFCCC, the Green Climate Fund is designed to help developing countries reduce greenhouse gases emission and enhance their ability to adapt to climate changes. It provides financial support for projects and programs in areas like renewable energy, energy efficiency, and climate resilience. Fifth initiative was the circular, see, the Green Climate Fund, Renewable Energy Initiative. Those all comes after the Paris Agreement. Fifth initiative was the Circular Economy Initiative. This concept of circular economy focuses on minimizing waste and making the most of resources. Initiatives at the global level encourages the adoption of circular economic principle to reduce environmental impact and promote sustainable consumption and production. Circular economy initiative means recycle and reuse, these kind of things it involves. Sixth one is the biodiversity conservation. So global effort focuses on protecting and restoring biodiversity, including initiative to establish and expand protected areas, combat illegal wildlife trade, and promote sustainable land use practices. Seventh one is the corporate sustainability. Many companies like many companies which are multinational companies, big companies, are adopting sustainable practices to reduce their economical environmental footprint. See, mm, the renewable sources are the best option to generate energy for the for not for large scale but for small scale. So the corporate most of the corporates are utilizing those renewable sources of energy like solar energy to fulfill their all the requirement of the electricity, and they are adapting sustainability practices to reduce their environmental footprints, incorporating eco-friendly technologies, and implementing responsible supply chain management. Eighth initiative was the forest protection. See, forest, as we are talking about the green technology, the here green word is coming from the plants. Okay, the green word is coming from the plants here. So the forest protection is the very important step in this green technology, or the environmental protection. Forest protection is very important. So initiatives aims to prevent deforestation, promotes afforestation, and address illegal logging. This initiative mainly aims to prevent the deforestation, afforestation, and address the illegal logging. Forest conservation is critical for carbon sequestration and diversity. Ninth initiative was the plastic pollution reduction. Efforts are underway to reduce single-use plastics, improve waste management, and promote recycle to address the growing issue of plastic pollution in ocean and ecosystem. 10th initiative was the electric vehicle and sustainable transportation. Say electrical vehicle are see the 16% of pollution are mainly due to the those vehicles which are mainly reliable on the fossil fuels. Okay, petrol, diesels. So electric to minimize those 16% pollution due to those vehicles, electrical vehicles are very good alternative. Many countries are promoting the absorption of electric vehicle and investing in sustainable transportation infrastructure to reduce emission from the transport sector. And in India, the government has been taken a very most important and crucial steps to implement the use of to promote the use of electric vehicle by providing them the subsidies. Like in India, anyone can see the road is full of the electrical rickshaws, EV rickshaws, and also the electrical buses are working as public transport. So government has really implemented it very well. So government now I'm going to talk about the government regulations. So governments around the world are implementing various regulation and policies to promote the development and adoption of green technology. See, I have already mentioned that the public transports are nowadays becoming day by day are more and more becoming electric buses are in nowadays are in trending. So and these all those government transport services are working on the electric vehicles. These regulations aim to address environmental concern, reduce carbon emission, and transition toward more sustainable and eco-friendly practices. Here are some common types of government regulation promoting green technology. First one is the renewable energy standard and targets. So many countries and regions set target for the share of energy that must come from renewable sources. Governments may mandate a certain percentage of electricity generation to be from renewable sources like wind, solar, and hydropower. Second one is the paid in traffic and renewable energy initiatives. Governments often offer uh, financial initiatives to encourage the generation of renewable energy, and they do this kind of initiatives like to purchase the electric vehicle. They provide the various incentives in form of subsidies. They can feed in traffic guarantee a fixed payment for renewable energy producer, making investment in green technology more attractive. Third one is the carbon pricing. See, carbon pricing mechanisms such as carbon taxes or cap and trade system put a price on carbon emissions. See, the region in a country like India, having a it's a very diverse country. Some places are very developed, which also emits carbon in a very large amount. So there is a carbon pricing which involves those regions which are emitting the carbon in a large amount. They have to pay a certain amount of tax, say tax or price for those. Okay, so the region which are uh, which are producing lesser amount of carbon should have to pay lesser amount of tax. The region which are producing higher amount of carbon have to pay large amount of tax. So, and these amounts are used when some destructions happen, like in case of drought or flood. These funds are mainly used in that conditions. Fourth one is energy efficiency standards. So government may establish energy efficiency standard for appliance, vehicles, and industrial processes. This standard promote the development and adoption of technologies that consume less energy. Green building codes. Regulations may require adhere to green building codes, which emphasizes the energy efficiency, use of sustainable material, and environmentally friendly design principle in construction. Sixth one is the vehicle emission standards. Government sets the emission standards for vehicle to limit the amount of pollution released into the atmosphere. So those vehicles which are very old, which are running from very old time, so they just उन्हें वो लोग बस बंद कर देते हैं. They are not allowed to run those. The people are not allowed to run those vehicles which are very old. So so that lesser emission, lesser pollution can be emitted. Research and development initiatives. So government may offer tax initiative grants or subsidies to companies engaged in research and development of green technologies. This support encourages innovation in the renewable energy and sustainable sectors. See, and this initiatives, the main aim of the Green Climate Fund was to provide the incentive to those countries which are underdeveloped, which don't have much funds for their research and development purpose. Eighth one is the waste management regulation. See, waste management regulation is very important because the developing countries are the ones who produces waste in a large amount. So regulation on waste disposal and recycling can initiativize the development of technology. See, the countries which has been developed, which are developed, have the have the very large amount of waste. So the because they were the someday they were the developing countries, and developing countries are the ones who produces the maximum number of waste. So the waste management system is very crucial for the environment. Ninth one is the water conservation measures. Regulation promoting water conservation may encourage the development of technologies and practice that reduce water consumption in agriculture, industry, and households. Tenth one is the government procurement policies. Government may favor the procurement of goods and services that meet certain environmental standards. This can drive the absorption of green technology by creating a market for sustainable product. This regulation plays a crucial role in shaping the landscape for green technology adoption, driving innovation and supporting the transition to a more sustainable and low carbon economy. The species of these regulations can vary widely by country and region. So now the corporate responsibility. See, corporate are the one who produces the large amount of pollution because see many industries are involved in different kind of production, but most of the countries uses electricity. Almost every industry uses electricity, requires electricity, and so the corporate should be responsible to minimize their wastes. At least they have the alternate way to produce the electricity for their requirement, like the solar energy. So they can use the solar energy for their electricity requirement instead of using the conventional thermal energy, which is responsible for the generation of large amount of wastage. And they should also avoid to use the fossil fuel as a main source to generate the energy. In our country, many corporate sectors uses fossil fuels as a main source to generate the electricity. So corporate responsibility in green technology refers to the ethical and sustainable practice that companies adopt in the development, production, and use of economically friendly technologies. So some of the ways that they can reduce the pollution are: first one, the environmental impact reduction, production innovation, supply chain sustainability, transparency and reporting, employee engagement and education, stakeholder engagement, circular economic practices. By integrating these principles into their business strategies, companies can contribute significantly to the development and adoption of green technology while demonstrating a commitment to environmental uh, sustainability. Okay, so green technology adoption in businesses. So I have already mentioned that the all those industries, they can use they can adopt the green technologies to to produce their requirement for the electricity and other stuffs. The adoption of green technology in business has become increasingly important as organization recognizes the need to address environmental challenges and promote sustainability. And government also are promoting by giving some incentives and in the tax reduction, so that so that industry can use more and more the green technology. By adopting green technology, businesses not only contribute to environmental conservation but also can benefit from cost saving, enhances enhanced corporate reputation, and increased competitiveness in the market that values sustainability. The integration of green practice is often part of broader corporate sustainability strategy. So, emerging technology in green innovation. So, these are the some technology which are emerging day by day. First one is the advanced energy storage. So, see, in green energy or renewable energy, the energy produced, the electricity produced are the DC. So it can be used to store. See, AC can't be stored, but DC can be stored. So energy storing devices are improved energy storage technologies such as advanced batteries and flow batteries plays a crucial role in supporting renewable energy source like solar and wind by storing excess energy for later use. Second one is blockchain for sustainable supply chain. Third one is biotechnology for sustainable agriculture, smart cities and sustainable urban planning. And the last one is the hybrid and electric transportation, which has been explained in previous slides. It's important to note that the development and adoption of these technologies depends on various factors, including regulatory support, investment, and public acceptance. The field of green innovation is dynamic, and new technologies may continue to emerge as the world intensifies its focus on sustainable practices.
So, now it's time to conclude our today's session. Before we end our session, let me summarize our today's session. First we first we discuss what is green technology, what is its needs. So we come to know that green technology came to as an alternative of other technologies, as there are very limited fossil fuels and we have to limit the carbon emission. So green technology came into play. Then we discuss about importance of sustainable practices, environmental challenges which include climatic change, depletion of natural resources. Then we talked about renewable energy including solar, wind, hydropower, biomass. Then we moved on to sustainable agriculture, precision farming, water conservation. Then the concept of green building and infrastructure was also discussed. Then at last corporate responsibility and a case study was also took. This is all about our today's session. With today's session, we want to promote green technology for an healthier earth. Thank you. Hope you all loved our today's session. Thank you for being a wonderful audience. We are looking forward for more such sessions. Do follow us on our official social media handles. Thank you all.
So this was all about our today's session. Now you can leave the meeting.
Live